Hi, and welcome back to Coffee with Ishaq. We we literally did just one video for this series, and then I went off to take a break. Yeah, the break was really necessary because I needed some time to think back about my content, to improve my content, to strategize a bit more. Yeah, and I'm really glad I took that break. So, in today's video, what I want to talk about is mental health because I think that a lot of artists struggle with it. There's this trend in a way that you say, "Oh, I'm so depressed. I'm this. I'm that. Oh, such a tragedy has happened in my life. Life is too hard. I can't study. I can't focus. I can't do this. I can't do that." And being in a bad place, in a dark place, being depressed is, I think, is the worst thing that can ever happen to a person. And if you attach this label of, let's say, "Oh, I'm so depressed," then everything is going to become difficult for you. And I'm telling you this from experience. So, yeah, take my advice as it is coming from an elder brother or a friend who just been through it. Now, let me tell you, before I talk about the things, let me tell you, I went from a place where I said, "Ishaq, you're a piece of shit. You can't do anything. You can't focus. You don't deserve to live. You should die." I had these suicidal thoughts. I thought I was useless. I couldn't focus on anything. I couldn't get the things that I wanted done. And it was always such a vicious cycle that I would sit down to do something productive. I couldn't focus. Why can't I focus? I don't know. I couldn't pinpoint. I couldn't figure out what was wrong. And then I felt that everything going around in my life, everything bad is because of me. We were going through a financial crisis and I couldn't stop blaming myself. I thought that my dad is suffering because of me. I thought that I made him, put him in such a difficult place. If I was never born, he would never have to raise me. He would never have to get me education. He wouldn't have to ever spend money on me. And in my country, yeah, you part-time work, side jobs, it's not an option. Okay, the wages over here are extremely low. Even the professionals, they are crying right now because the salaries are not enough. So working part-time, it's not possible as it is possible in Western countries. You cannot support yourself with part-time work. It's not possible. And when I was still a child, there was no way I could make money. Any way I could support my father. I used to be this really outgoing kid. I used to be so confident, so full of life, but I stopped talking to everyone. I stopped hanging out with my friends so that I don't have to spend any money. I wouldn't have to ask for my father for any money. And all of this stuff was bottling up inside me since childhood. Until university, everything was bottling up. I just labeled myself as I'm someone who's depressed, as someone who's useless, someone who cannot do anything good for himself, for his family, for his father. And whenever I tried to focus, whenever I tried to work, my father always said that I believe in you. I believe that you can do something. So I'm going to send you abroad. I'm going to get you the best education. I'm going to get you whatever you want. But yeah, just help me out. But a young child doesn't know how to help his father out. It was such a big responsibility on such little shoulders. I was never able to do it. I would literally sit in class, attending the lecture, and I couldn't focus on what the teacher was saying. I would be talking to a person and I couldn't focus on what the person was saying. I would zone out. I had to take breaks to go to the restroom just to cry out. I was such a crybaby. I couldn't focus on class and I had to take this break. I was like, "Oh, I'll be back in 5 minutes." I went to the washroom and then I would just sit there and cry. And I never knew the reason why I was crying. I just felt that there were so many emotions, so many things going on inside. I could never pinpoint what is going wrong with me. I would be sitting amongst my friends. We would go on a restaurant. We would go to hang out, and I would still have to take a break. I would tell them I'll be right back. I pretended to be on a call or whatever, and I would go to the restaurant and I would cry. And I never knew the reason why. I would cry every night before going to bed because I always felt like a piece of shit. I told you, my inner thoughts were always, you're a piece of shit. You don't deserve to live. You should die. You're useless. You can never support anyone. You can never help anyone. You can't even focus on your things. What makes you think you're going to be successful? What makes you think that you're going to help other people? And just because I had this label, just because I checked every box, every symptom that depression has, I thought I was depressed. And the thing about it is, if you believe something, if you think about something for very long enough, it becomes a part of your daily thoughts. Now, mental health, what is mental health? It is mental. It is the battle of the voices inside your mind. The mental battles, that is mental health. So if you have positive thoughts, okay, like you might have seen people who are so full of life. They're always like, I'm the best. I'm so beautiful. Oh yeah, they're just so attractive in a way that they are so positive about themselves, positive about everything around themselves. And the thing is, you look at those people and you think that they are pretending, but they are not. They are genuinely happy. Now, I know this because I'm in a similar place. I just got coffee beans. I went from those thoughts to now having positive thoughts where I am my biggest support system. I am my biggest cheerleader. I don't need anyone external for my mental health to keep me sane, to keep me happy, to keep me fulfilled. I don't need that. I don't need any support system other than myself. Why? Because it's the same with you. The person who knows you most intimately, the person who knows you the best, who knows all of your flaws, all of your perfections, imperfections, all of your thoughts, all of the things that you've been through, is you. So if you turn on yourself, if you say that, oh, I'm so depressed, you're turning on yourself. And when you turn on yourself, you don't have that person, you don't have that backbone support system anymore. You're imagine that you're playing in a stadium, okay? You're playing this sports event or whatever. You're playing this game. And the only cheerleader boos you. How would that make you feel? It's going to shatter your confidence. You wouldn't want to play. Because the only cheerleader you have now is booing you. So you are your own cheerleader. And I'm really, really serious. Let me tell you something about mental health. If the thing is that no one should suffer from it. But today's society, social media, today's movies, seasons, video games, whatever you watch, whatever you play, you need to realize that everything is designed to make you feel depressed. Everything is designed to basically make you feel unproductive. Everything's designed to so basically that you can't focus on anything. You become literally a monkey brain. You become brain dead. And then no wonder you're going to have mental health. Now, there are two things that I want to cover, okay? I'm going to cover the external things that are making you feel a bit, okay, I don't have good mental health, I feel depressed. And then I'm going to cover the internal things, which I think is something that you can do. A shift in your mindset that can change your subconscious thought, the thoughts that you have every day, your mental thoughts every day, how you can make them go from negative to positive, okay? So let's discuss society. Let's discuss social media, dopamine, all of these things, okay? Everything is now short format. You know that. Every social media platform is pushing out short content. Short content is basically destroying your attention span. I've made a complete guide on it. Okay, you can go ahead and watch it on the channel. But in short, when you watch these short content, you cannot focus on long videos. You cannot focus on anything for a long amount of time because you literally pick up your mobile phone. You're watching these reels, you're watching these shots. You don't like the first 4 seconds, you're going to scroll off. You don't like the first 3 seconds, you're going to scroll off. If you're going to watch a movie, the first few seconds should have such a strong hook that makes you want to watch the movie till the end. Otherwise, you can't watch the video. You can't watch the movie. You want to play the video game has to be extremely good. It should have so many cutscenes, so many power-ups, instant results. Otherwise, you won't play the video game. Imagine that there's a video game and you have to play it for a year to unlock one skin. Would you play it? Never. You play video games because you can get instant results. You get a sense of being someone inside a video game. Oh, I am Prestige 5, I'm Prestige 6, whatever. Oh, I'm level 100 in GTA 5. I have a Bugatti in GTA. I have a Bugatti in GTA. I'm the end-to-date of GTA. Who cares, bro? Who cares that you're winning in a video game but you're failing at life? Who cares? The thing is that video game is going to get you instant results. Whereas real life results are always going to be delayed. And then you wonder, okay, I tried so hard for one day, but I never got results. You will not get results. And the thing about mental health is that you don't give yourself any reason to love yourself. I know this hurts. I know this stings. I know you say that, oh, how do I get results when I can't focus? Let it marinate for a while that you are depressed because you're not giving yourself a reason to love yourself. Why would you love yourself? You're not working hard. Why would you love yourself? You're not doing the hard stuff. You're not being productive. You're not moving in the direction that you want to, but you're brainlessly scrolling. You're brainlessly playing video games. You're brainlessly consuming content. Isn't that true? Let's be honest. Let's have a moment of honesty. Be honest and think about the things and think if I'm telling you the truth or not. You are not giving yourself a reason to love yourself. That is why you're struggling mentally. Is that not true? So many people, they tell that they have better mental health when they start doing the hard stuff, when they go to the gym, when they work hard, when they get some sort of results. Okay? Now this is what happens when you get results. But the thing is you can't focus. The thing is you're in such a bad place that you cannot get out of bed. Let's talk about the internal things that you can fix. Internal things. Okay, this is going to be hard to listen, to absorb, to think about. But let's be honest. You probably don't have it bad enough. You think you're depressed. You think you're in a bad place. You think that there's something wrong with you. You think that your life is the worst. You think that no one else is going through the things that you are going through. And I'm giving you this advice plain and simple and as they come. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm going to give you advice like I wish someone had given me advice. Someone who had showed me the mirror, told me the truth. The thing is, there are people out there who have it way worse than you. Way worse than you. Okay? If you think that, oh I couldn't buy the latest PS5. There are children who don't even know the concept of a video game. If you are complaining you have bad parents, there are children who are born orphans. They never had a dad, and their mother died while she was giving them birth. You complain about all these things, but there are people in war-torn country right now suffering every day with no food, no home, no family, no friends. What gives you the right to be sad? What gives you the right to be depressed? I really want you to think about it. What gives you the right to be depressed? Whereas you should be grateful. You should be grateful for the things that you have. The thing is, you're too busy counting all the wrong stuff in your life. You forget to count the blessings. You forget to count the things that you can be happy for. If you have a roof over your head, if you have an able, healthy body with all of the body parts complete, you're better than so many people out there. You're already better than so many people out there. You have more opportunities than so many people out there. Just if you have a healthy body and a roof over your head. I remember this little story that I saw somewhere. I can't remember where, but it was like this guy was in a Rolls Royce and he saw a private jet in the sky and he was like, oh man, my life is so miserable. I wish I had a private jet. Oh, I wish I had a private jet. And then there's another guy. It zooms out, the camera zooms out, and then you see a guy in a Mercedes. He's looking at the Rolls Royce and he's like, oh man, I wish I had a Rolls Royce. I wish I had a car like that. The camera zooms out even further, and then you see a guy in a Yaris or a Corolla, whatever, or a Civic. And then he's looking, oh man, I wish I had a Mercedes. I wish I had a BMW. I wish I had a Mercedes, man. My life is so sad. I can't get the car that I want. The camera zooms out even further, and you see a guy in a motorcycle. He's looking at the car and he's like, oh man, I wish I had enough money to buy a car. It zooms out and then you see a guy with a bicycle. It zooms out and then you see a guy who's walking. And he's wishing, oh man, I just wish I had a bicycle. And then the camera finally zooms out to a guy who's looking outside his window. He's on a wheelchair and he's wishing, oh man, I just wish I had legs. I wish I could just walk again. Moral of the story is, no matter what situation you are in, you have 100 things to be ungrateful for. You have 100 things you wish that were better. But you just don't take out the time to appreciate the things that you have right now. And it came to me as a shock by accident, literally by accident. And since then, I have been humbled since that day. I have been humbled down, and I don't ever complain about things. Okay? I was so depressed that day that I just sat down and I thought, I'm going to write down every reason that I'm sad. Every reason that makes me feel the way that I'm feeling right now. Let me try this journaling thing that everyone talks about. Maybe let me just give it a try. And I started listing down the things that that made me sad, that I thought were problems in my life. And right on the next page, okay, I wrote it down here, I wrote it on the next page, and I wrote down everything that I can be grateful for. I have supportive parents. I have a roof over my head. I have an able body. I'm able to write. I am grateful that I can write this journal. I have this. I have that. I don't remember exactly, obviously, but yeah, I kept writing down the things that I was grateful for. And guess what? The list of your grateful things is always going to outweigh your problems. It is always going to outweigh your problems. And let me tell you one more thing. One piece of advice that I saw online. I don't remember who it was by, but you only count the blessings that you see or experience, right? So I have this monitor in front of me. I have this PC. I am so grateful I was able to afford all this. I have this coffee that I'm sipping right now. I'm so grateful for it. I have this able body. I can feel it. I'm feeling good. I'm grateful about it. But the thing is that I could go out right now and I could have a car crash. I could be going down the stairs and I could fall and I could slip and I could die. I could literally go out, have a car crash, lose my entire leg. I can have a brain hemorrhage right now as I'm recording this video. Literally, I can pass out right now, but it's not happening. The absence of a problem, the absence of something bad is a blessing in disguise. You can literally be grateful for, I'm so grateful I get to survive another day. I'm so grateful I'm healthy. I'm so grateful I don't have this problem. You can literally go outside right now and have your phone snatched, have your wallet snatched. Anything can go wrong. But that problem is not happening. That is also a blessing. Now, mental health, like I told you, is mental. It's literally the fight of the voices inside your head. And if majority of those voices are positive, you have good mental health. Because even if you have negative thoughts, everyone has negative thoughts. But the thing is, if you have a lot of people on your side, a lot of positive thoughts, an army of positive thoughts who is bigger in number, it is always going to defeat that negative thought. The only reason that you are struggling with mental health right now is that you have an army of negative thoughts. So that when you have a negative thoughts, they don't fight it back. They get together in alliance and then attack your brain, attack your mood. So all you need to do is get a bigger army of positive thoughts. And how do you do that? You do that by literally, mental health is going to condense down to glass half empty, glass half full. I see this cup of coffee in front of me and I can either cry that this cup is half empty, or I can be happy that, okay, the cup is still half full. It is just about how you choose to react. It is just about how you want to react to it. And the thing is that you feel mental health is such a bad thing, being sad is such a bad thing, happiness is such an achievement, I should always pursue happiness. It is a lie. It is a lie. It is the bullshit that these positive mindset, positive health, whatever influences they put inside your brain. It is what these seasons show you. Okay, this is what you should be. It is because you open up Instagram and you see all these people happy, showing their best lives, and you don't know they cry behind camera. They literally cry behind camera. Okay, everyone you see happy on Instagram, everyone you see showing that they have a perfect life, they cry behind the camera. Okay. You're watching these people and you're thinking, oh, there's something wrong with my life. You feel sad and then you feel guilty about it. Oh, I'm feeling sad. And then you get even more upset because you're sad. And then you get upset because you don't know why you are sad in the first place. And then you get upset about being sad. It is this vicious cycle. So let me tell you, if you are sad, it is an emotion. You need to learn to navigate through it. Not being sad is not an achievement. Being happy is not an achievement. I just get so pissed off when I look at these people who talk about these, oh, be happy all the time, do what you feel like. Fuck off. Shut the fuck up. Literally unfollow every person who says that. You should be happy all the time. No one can be happy all the time. This is what is fucking up your mind. This is what is destroying your mental health. When you see, okay, I should be happy all the time, but I'm not happy. There's something wrong with me. When they tell you, oh, don't be sad. Oh, I'm sad. Maybe there's something wrong with me. There is nothing wrong with you. It is just an emotion. Good drivers are not made on the highway. Good drivers are made on the terrain that is rough, that is patchy, that is broken. They learn to navigate through that track. That is what makes them a good driver. And if you want to be a good driver in life, if you want to learn how to navigate life, you need to know how to navigate through all terrains. You're going to be sad. You're going to be angry. You're going to be upset. You're going to be frustrated. You're going to feel all these emotions. But the goal is not to feel any one emotion. The goal is to learn to navigate through all of them. And now we were talking about how you can shift your mindset from being negative to positive. I learned this such a hard way. Okay. It's funny in a way. Let me take a sip and then I'll tell you. Now, when I was suffering with mental health, okay, when I was feeling like a piece of shit, when I was depressed, okay, when I was going through that shit, I just thought that, okay, I don't want anyone else to feel this way. And I was the best friend to every person. Every person. Literally. Even when I was in Malaysia, although I was an outsider, people would come with their problems and share with me. They would literally come with their problems, share with me, because they said that, okay, you always have the best advice. Oh man, I talked to you, I felt so much better. I and I thought this is my responsibility. This is my responsibility to be there for everyone. I would keep my Wi-Fi and my ringtone on just in case a friend wants to call me and wants to share something and something that I can help him out with. That is the kind of friend that I was. But the thing is, although I felt good, I love being there for my friends. I love being there. But the thing is that I was suffering so much and helping all of them, although it made me feel good, but after the call ended, I felt lonely. I felt lonely because I thought that, okay, man, I have the best advice for everyone. These people, they call me up, but when I want to talk about my problem, no one understands. No one understands what is going on in my head. And even if I try communicating, I could never put my thoughts to my words. I could never translate the thought, the shit that was going on in my head. I could never put it to words because it never made any sense. I didn't know what was the start, what was the end, what's going on. It's a mess. It's a mess. And I understand if you're going through it. I understand. And that is exactly why I want to talk about this in this coffee episode. So yeah, I was always there for everyone. And when I wanted someone there for me, no one would be there. No one would be there. I was always available. I told you I kept my Wi-Fi on. I kept my bells on so that I can wake up if someone calls me and I can be there for them. But the thing is, when you call someone and he doesn't pick up, when I was in a bad mood, I would maybe call a friend, maybe distract myself, talk to him for a while. And when that didn't happen, I just felt so lonely. I was like, man, there's no one there for me. And one day I just had enough. I had enough. And I was like, if I have the best advice for everyone out there, if I can help everyone, okay, I have the best advice for everyone. Why not for myself? Why can't I give myself advice? The thing is, I always knew inside my head, and you know it too. I bet you know it. You know what you have to do. You know what you're suffering from. You know what can improve it. You know what you want. But the thing is, you won't do it. You just don't want to take your own advice because you're too used to being depressed. You're too used to feeling like a piece of shit. You don't think that you can come up with a good advice for yourself. You hate yourself so much that you don't want to do the courtesy of giving yourself advice. Isn't that right? Isn't that true? The thing that literally fixed my mental health was being my own best friend, being my own biggest cheerleader, giving myself advice. Whenever I go through shit, whenever I go through something bad, I just sit down and I detach myself from my body. And I think of myself as a third person, looking at myself, looking at this miserable piece of shit. And I'm thinking, what's the best thing that he can do? Like, if this piece of shit is my best friend, yeah, he's a piece of shit, I don't mind, but he's still my best friend. I love him. I love him so much. What advice would I give him? And then you give yourself advice. I promise you, just try it out. Try it out right now. Pause this video and think of yourself in third person. Think of yourself as your best friend. What is the advice you can give your best friend? I tried this on myself. I gave this advice to so many friends. It works for them. I gave this advice to people inside my school, inside my community. Whenever they suffer, I said, just give yourself advice like a best friend. And it works for them as well. It is literally so simple. But the thing is, can you accept your own advice? Do you have the humility? Can you give yourself advice? Now the thing is, you can feel like a piece of shit. You can beat yourself up. And the truth is, no one cares. No one is going to care. No one cares. Beat yourself up. What difference does it make to another person's life? No one's. But every second you spend moaning, crying, thinking, delaying, self-loathing, it's a moment wasted. Every second you waste doing that is a second taken away from improving your life, from being in a better place, from for giving yourself a reason to love yourself. I watched this video by Jordan Peterson, and that video just resonated with me so much, man. And it talked about that Jordan, if you don't know who Jordan Peterson is, he's basically a clinical psychologist. And yeah, wait, I think I'm getting a sneeze. Just a second. Okay, it's gone. So yeah, he's a clinical psychologist, and he was sharing this story that he had with one of his clients. And basically, it was an old parents, and they had lost a child, and the child, he took his life. He committed suicide. He took away his life. Another thing was that the mother of the child, especially, she was blaming herself. All right, she was thinking that it's my fault. I wish I could have done things better. It is my fault that he committed suicide. I wish I had known better. I wish I could have done better. Yeah, she was thinking all these things. So Jordan asked her. Now, let's say that her name is Lucy. Okay, Jordan asked, "Hey Lucy, would you blame your husband for what happened to your kid? Would you go ahead and tell your husband that, okay, this is you. You did this. You did this." Would you go ahead and tell it to your husband? She was like, "Oh no, I can't be such a horrible person. How can I do that? I would never do that." So Jordan asked, "Then why to yourself? Why would you do it to yourself?" The same thing goes for you. Would you go ahead, go to a best friend who's already going through shit, and you're going to say, "Yeah, you deserve it, you piece of shit. Rot. Yeah, cry. You deserve it. You're useless." Would you go ahead and say that to a best friend? Would you really go and say that to a best friend? If not, then why to yourself? Why? Because you hate yourself. Because you don't love yourself. And as cringy as it may sound, as cringy as self-love may sound, I never got the concept of self-love. How do you love yourself? No, it's not loving yourself physically. Okay, don't go ahead and jerk off. Okay, don't do that. It's about just being supportive of yourself. If you make a mistake, don't say, "Oh, you're just such a piece of shit. Yeah, you're gonna make that mistake anyway." No, just know that every mistake you make is gonna be a learning curve. Just know that you don't know everything. Just know that, like, for example, when I was a child and I was given this responsibility by my dad to support my family and I didn't know how, I didn't know how to do it. And if I was just loving enough for myself, that I thought that, okay, I'm still a child, I'm figuring things out, I don't know what to do, maybe things would have been different. I don't know if that was a good example or not, but yeah, I think it would have helped me. Yeah. So if you're struggling with mental health, and if you're going through a bad time, and if you're supportive of yourself, I think things can be really different. Things can be extremely different. Just like this Jordan Peterson example I gave you, okay? That child taking his life was his own decision. But the mother hated herself so much that they thought that she's to blame. If she cannot blame her husband for it, she has no right to blame herself for it. Because like I told you, you are your biggest support system. And if you turn on yourself, you deprive yourself of that system, of that support system. If you're turning on yourself, if you're beating yourself up, you lose that only cheerleader you have on your side. And yeah, literally, like I told you, mental health is all mental. So I can keep telling you about these things, but the thing is, You are going to fight your own battles. I can only tell you how you can fight those battles. Just be your own best friend. Just be supportive of yourself. Be grateful for the things. Instead of counting everything that is wrong with your life, instead of looking at the glass as half empty all the time, look at the glass half full. Try it out. And you can try gratitude journaling. Gratitude journaling is going to humble you down whenever you do gratitude journaling. You can literally wake up every morning and you can write down 3 things that you are grateful for. You can write down 3 things that you can be proud of yourself for. Ignore everything. Ignore all the previous thoughts. Ignore them. Be your own best friend. What advice would you give to a best friend? Pretend. Pretend that you're your best friend. And yeah, stop listening to these bullshit songs. Stop consuming this bullshit content. I used to watch this depressed content of people talking about how depressed they are, and I would cry with them. It is insane. I used to watch these sad poems, sad songs, sad movies, sad videos, just to cry, just to make myself miserable again. And like I told you, when you listen to these songs, these sad songs, and throughout the day you're still listening to them. I know songs, of course, they loop inside your head throughout the day, don't they? So when you listen to sad songs and when they loop inside your mind, what do you think is going to be the army? Which army is it going to be? Is it going to be the army of negative thoughts, or is it going to be the army of positive thoughts? I stopped listening to songs. I don't remember the last time I heard a new song. I don't remember. I sometimes just play the Lady Gaga Bloody Mary when I'm working, just because I like that song so much. Very, very rarely do I do that. But no more do I listen to these sad, depressed songs. Never. Your, yeah, just like I told you, your friend is going through shit. Would you put on a speaker or headphones on his head that is going to make him feel even more miserable? No, right? So if you won't do it to a friend, why do it to yourself? This is the gist of mental health. This is all that mental health is. You just need to be on your side. Ignore all the bullshit advice that I told you. These stupid positivity influences. Delete them, block them, unfollow them. They are doing you no good. Like, you've been following them for a while and you still suck at mental health, right? So yeah, stop following them. And watch this video as many times as you want to, because this is literally the advice, the raw, unfiltered, unscripted advice I wish someone would have given me. And it's just going to boil down to glass half empty, glass half full. Decide for yourself. How are you going to perceive things? How are you going to react to things? Are you going to look at the good and the bad? Literally, I know people who get their arm chopped off in a car accident, and they are still grateful. They're still grateful that they have the other arm. Well, yeah, they literally get all of the left side chopped off, and they're still happy because I'm all right. Okay, bad time. This was a bad joke, but you get the point. Okay, yeah, they're happy that they're all right. Okay, they're grateful. People who just lose everything in their business, but they are still grateful that they have their family. They're still grateful that they have supportive family, supportive friends. People lose half their business and they're like, oh, I still have half my business. It's not that bad. I'm going to get it back. They lose their entire business and then they're grateful that, okay, I'm still able enough that I can start a new business. There is always good and bad. There is always something you can be grateful for. And if you choose to look at the positive sides all the time, your mind is going to default to think that way. This is how I think. Like, whenever something bad happens, I always look at the good thing. Okay, this could have been worse. Whenever I see someone complaining, like, my father has a business and let's say he had a loss or something, and he's like, hey man, we just had this much loss. And I'm like, hey dad, you can still be grateful. At least it's not that bad. It's a bit loss, but yeah, it could have been worse. It could have been this, it could have been that, it could have been this. And when I give him this perspective, yeah, he comes in a good mood as well. Like, I don't know if you know about Gary Vee, but he talks about, like, if you're having a bad day, if you're having a shit day and you're thinking about all these little things, and then you just hear that one. Now, this is an extreme example, okay? And then you hear that one of your family member just died. Would you think about those problems? No? Right? You won't think about these problems because losing a family member is so hard. You don't even think about the other problems. But like I told you, absence of a problem is a blessing in disguise. You never appreciated your family being alive. Right? So losing them makes you forget about your problems, but them being alive is not a blessing big enough to not think about your problems. How weird is that? If you have your family members alive, you have an able body, if you're healthy, have a roof over your head, you have enough. You have enough things to be grateful for. So yeah, literally, if you put yourself in a good mental place, everything is going to become easier. Remove all these labels that you have put in on your mind. Put on yourself. Remove them. Because that is what is not allowing you to focus. That is what is not allowing you to be productive. When you become your own best friend, when you cheer yourself up, when you do the little effort, and then you're like, hey man, I'm on your side. I loved how you worked hard. I know you weren't really feeling like it. I know you were in a bad mood, but you still worked. I love you for that. Write these things down. Journal these things down. Journal your little achievements. Learn to take pleasure in the little things. I have literally made complete guides on how to be productive, how you can make art as addictive as social media. You can find them on the channel. But I think that this video will put you in a good position to watch any content, anything. And yeah, whenever anyone talks about be happy all the time, block them. That is a content that you don't want to watch. So yeah, I think that's all. I can't really think of anything else to say. And I think I've said all that needed to be said. So yeah, don't beat yourself up, man. Don't beat yourself up. And if you're going through a hard time, I really, really, really wish you all the best. And I really hope that this video has helped you, because this is literally the advice I wish someone had given me. Plain and simple, plain and raw. And if you follow this, if you become your own best friend, if you practice being grateful, if you practice gratitude, it will change your life. I promise you. Now, beating yourself up, belittling yourself has done you no good. It has done you no good. You're still frustrated. You're still sad. You're still depressed. Just give what I told you this video a try. Give it a try. Give working hard a try. Give being yourself your best friend a try. Give gratitude journaling a try. And I promise you it will work. Goodbye.